All right, I guess it's worth a shot.
On your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR,
brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
brought to you by
The Old Tube Radio Network.
The old Tube Radio Network. That would be all of you out there and me over here, and then a whole bunch of radios, we hope. The old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark, 27085, the frequency, otherwise known as Channel 11, streaming at oldtuberadio.net, I think, and there's a link for some other stuff, but the main thing is we'll be looking for your tube radios tonight, checking in with the listeners as well, finding out what you've been up to, and hopefully... Let's see, are we going to be 4th of July next week? No, it's on Friday. So this is our 4th of July edition. So maybe we'll have some fireworks of the good time, or of the good kind. SWL 61 checked in early. Are there any other early check-ins? We'll get those out of the way now. Over.
37.
Okay, as the skip, it was totally quiet, and all of a sudden, here comes the skip again. SWL 24, thanks, Joseph. SWL 37, hello to you, Christopher. We've got you as well. Over.
Thank you very much. But, if I get back to it at that time, I'll check in. But I do want to make sure I did, in case I forget. Getting old, so you know what happens.
Yeah, you check in early, but then you can check in on time. We'll put the numbers up if you do.
All right, thank you, Dennis.
Break OTR sounds like the legend. Over.
10-4 there, Dennis. Yeah, I'd like to check in. 53 checking in there, 10-4.
No problem. We've got 53 over.
Hey, thank you there, Dennis. Take care. Bye-bye.
And from up on the hill, beaconing down 195. If I'm making it through this skip, we've got you, Jim. Over.
Man, you sounded real good out here in the garden. Hey, you be dropping it down. Sounds good. 181. We'll catch you later. 181. I'm back in the birdhouse. Aloha.
All right, 195 is in. What else? Oh, we were supposed to do. They're saying we can't. Why are we doing 00 tonight? Something malfunctioned? There's one of the many malfunctions. All right, we will do it next week. What does that mean? That means Robert and Teresa are going to hang out with us one more week, I hope. All right, we'll do that. Do that next week. OBP says it's 95 degrees in downtown Fresno. Is it that cool? Let me get 31 checked in 00. SWL number 1, of course, and number 2, who is right there right now. We're in downtown Fresno. There's a Grizzly game going on. I bet it might be 95 in the good part of the grandstands. Over.
511 can see 5 and Honolulu get it.
I'm glad it's not 95 here in the control room, so thanks for that. Got you, Mr. OBP, SWL3. SWL4.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR. Go ahead, sir. Over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I tried to get an early chicken, but I was keying with you every time.
Yeah, it was quick keying, and then we had other stations. But right now, we are both fairly coordinated in the on-off mode of operation. 56, just for kicks, has got the X. Over.
Thank you, Dennis.
On the slow AGC. And the skip is kind of in and out. If you were listening, and it's still going on, we'll check in with JT. Over to Old Radio Night. They will have all sorts of skip coming in from the US of A, but here in wherever we are at, let me see if the other map will show up. The other map, there it is. It's getting me everything. The one we want is that color right there. Where did it go? Well, they're showing. I don't care about 14 or 16 or 18 megahertz. Anyway, the band is open. Let's go over to, and we should be getting hopefully some skip check-ins tonight. Back to the control room. Back to the rigs. I know it's one of these. Yeah, 56 is in. We got, SWL 5, Levant. Did I miss Levant? Is he hanging out? And maybe he's on the wheel tonight over at Old Radio Night. He's going to see if he can win a prize. Let's go to SWL 7.
Good evening to one and all from SWL number 7.
Sounding good. Hope you are staying cool out that way, and we've got you checked in.
Thank you.
And there's the 00. Hello, Robert and Teresa, 31. For some reason, they said there's something broken and we can't do the 00 tonight. So we are asking you if you can stay in one more week. There'll be something extra. There'll be a little something extra in your 00 paycheck headed your way. So perfect attendance, and we'll try it again. We'll try it again next week after the 4th of July. So there you go. There you are, looking good. Let's go out to, where are we going? We are going, Sangertown, Dirt Dog, 982.
Proxy.
All right, Proxy 4, 982. Thank you for that. SWL 10, I see you. I heard rumors that, hello, Dwayne and Chrissy, that you guys had a little quickie chat here with Fresno this afternoon. And so maybe we will do a replay on that tonight when the sun goes down. SW11 and SWL12. That's, of course, Dan and Dapper Dan Cornbread saying, what do you think? He says the pocket protector's a little droopy. The tie isn't straight. So I'm a long place second to Dapper Dan tonight. But give me a chance. We've got 2 hours here. The makeup department is not far away, so maybe at the break I will see if I can get on the same lap with SWL12. I do believe the crossband is up and running, looking and listening for SWL13. In Honolulu checking in. Let's try Sanger again through the noise, SWL14.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis. SWL 14 checking on in this hot evening.
Yeah, Kevin said it was 95 in downtown Fresno. I think that's actually the cool spot. I'm sure it's probably in 99 or 100 somewhere. If you're in the wrong spot, it is cool here. Well, not in the control room. It's never cool in the control room, but somewhere around these parts in the studio here tonight, there's a cool spot. You are sounding good, and we will look for you on the radio side if you're radioactive. Over.
I will be there. Thank you.
All right, KG6YTG, KB6GFD, I hear you checking in 13. And I hear 13 checking in live. All right, we got the live check in on 13. You are sounding good. Over. KB6GFD. All right, I may not be making it through to him, but I can hear Mikey sounding good on the crossband. 13 is in, 14 is in. Let's go up to the next logical number, 15. And I think I saw on my list of lists, who's listening? Folsom, Edmonton, Alberta. Can we get some skip from you guys tonight? I don't know. Centerville, Virginia. Oh, the other thing that's going on that I failed to mention is it's Field Day. So a lot of our stations that are involved with that or have some ham radio things going on might be out at Field Day. So we've got some early check-ins already for that. Maybe we will get a check-in from the group here locally doing Field Day tonight. Hello to Eugene, Oregon. Thanks for joining us. Sacramento, California. Derby, New York, Plymouth, Minnesota, Sacramento, and a host of others yet to be determined here on the Old Tube Radio Network checking in. And Hans, I see you in warm and wet Copenhagen. Good morning to you. I saw your test early, Charlie, out there in Anoka, Minnesota, saying hello, radio, checking in and looking forward to the net, as am I. You know, I don't put on this silly outfit for nothing. There's a reason for that, and hopefully we'll get some good radios in tonight. Let's go to SWL 17. Where you want good weather, head out to Rockwood, Tennessee. Head out to Knoxville, out that way, where it's partly cloudy, 74 degrees, no precipitation, although the humidity is 85%. Let me tell you, if at 95 or 100 degrees, which is what it was today, if we had 85% humidity, it would not be a pleasant thing. Our humidity was probably about 25% here today. Foxman 362, looking good, working the room all week with some good DX, and we'll see what we can get here tonight. Over to SWL 18. I've got Mikey in for the Facebook. SWL 19. Chet is in with the cue cards and says, okay, they're working on, can we get it tonight? No, he's shaking his head. Okay, no 00 drawing tonight. We will do it next week. No problem for that. Let's see if Harvey is a proxy, a live and direct, or maybe he's the unknown mobile station listening in. SWL 20.
Well, I'm here live and indirect. Okay, because I'm talking in the side of the microphone. Okay, check me in, 29 and 54 also. Still have some Brownings for sale. So there we go, 2 Mark IIs. Possibly the Golden Eagle, not this one, but another one. It was supposed to go to somebody, but I've been able to get a hold of him. So if he hears me tonight, get a hold of me. Anyway, please check us all in, and we'll get back to you later.
Will do. You are sounding good. Glad you can be in the air chair tonight. We'll look forward to any and all items of interest that will be heading out that way, sounding good. I think the next thing we're going to do, if we ever do it, I like that. Let me see if I can find Old Radio Night on the video. It is out there. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure out what's the radio tonight? The radio tonight is, he's got Thunderstorms. Lafayette Telstat 140. We will bring up the video and then we'll bring up some audio from Old Radio Night. And I don't know how much delay we have going. I think we're live there. There's the radio. They're on channel 17 where they've been getting quite a bit of good skip. Maybe he stepped away because I don't hear any audio going on. But anyway, I'll monitor and see if we can get some
Brewster.
check-ins from the Wasama swamps.
I'll be getting you straightened out.
There it is. That's the audio. If you haven't already, go over to 21s.c on your YouTube page and check in. Say hello to Old Radio Night. Let 21 know we got him checked in. Keep the audio up a little bit. Let's go to SWL 22.
Hello, SWL 21.
Oh, there he is.
South Carolina, SWL 21. We're checking in.
Gotcha.
South Carolina, checking in.
Go ahead, Ken.
UDX 111, UDX 111, checking in.
111 sounding good. They're all sounding good tonight on 17. It's at Telstat 140. Working good. Okay, I think we got them all. Anybody else? Live and direct from West Coast to East Coast and beyond. From Old Radio Night to the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks, guys. We got you.
He's way behind there, kid.
Go, Carolina. You got Dusty here in Indiana.
They're talking
Hello,
Indiana.
Dusty in Indiana. 21. We waving.
They're talking all over the place. Looking good tonight. Let's go. They'll catch up. We got them all checked in. Let's go over to SWL 23. SWL 24. Joseph checked in moments ago. SWL 25. Might be out on a gig tonight. I don't know. It's a Saturday out by the barbecue and the pool for somebody. Let's go to, and I bet Dwayne is out at field day, SWL 27. I'll get Dwayne checked in. He's probably doing the field day. Let's head up the road a piece where the Delta breeze is making things cool. It's at probably 85 up there. SWL 28. Hello, Gary. What is going on? Of course, we do have a proxy for SWL 29, SWL 30, 10 and 30 out there tonight. Hoping to hear them on the medium hop skip land. 91, plenty of cold drinks. See, the breeze is not deltaing as much as it was. I know we're getting some going the wrong way here this morning. Was a little hot. Let's see, plenty of cold drinks in the green room, as there should be. Let's have a show as hot as a Piccolo Pete. We might hear some of those tonight. I actually have the windows closed because it was just too hot. So if there's any explosions, if we hear explosions tonight, they're going to be very loud and probably very close. SWL 31, 00, Robert and Teresa, we've got you checked in again. Thanks for jumping in to fill the void for another week here. And we'll see if you can do another 8 weeks, because you'll be in the running with the perfect attendance.
Walking 511.
Who else is on? Let me say hello to Scarecrow joining us on the video. Van Man is trying to check in from Kentucky. We are not getting the conditions like JT does. You would have to probably get a relay from somebody in Hawaii or New Zealand or something like that. But we'll be listening. SWL 32. SWL 33. SWL 34. Everybody here is waving. 33. Yes, we got. Let me check it in right there. SWL 34. I will get Jimmy and Railroader and Captain Chaos checked in. They are busy as usual with a half a dozen and then some more Facebook pages keeping everybody up to date.
Oh, nice to hear you out there, Wolverine with a quickie wave.
And Ken on the Central Coast, when we have the 100-degree weather here, because 2 weeks ago we were having 80-degree weather and you guys are having the heat wave. So typically when we have the heat wave, it's like 68 degrees and you're looking through the fog if you're at the beach. Maybe not so if you're in a couple of miles, but thanks for joining us, and I know you're enjoying the weather. UDX 133. SWL 35. I'm looking for, and I'll refresh the comments here, and we were talking about Mr. Bill and Red Monkey Communications and Klein's Truck Stop and all the good things that happened for the 1980s and 90s and 2000, 2010. And so we miss you guys out here. But thanks to you, thanks to Red Monkey Communications, we have a lot of radios that are still up and running that made it through the shop there. Directed net roll call is what we are doing. Let's go to SWL 36. SWL 37. Chris checked in moments ago.
Check, man. Take care, Zodiac, man. Have a blessed.
Sam, SWL 38. The skip is in. Call those guys at the volcano. Tell them to stop looking at the volcano and get 38 checked in on the relay. Want to see who else is joining us tonight. Mark S. is trying. He's trying to get a check-in for field day. What's your class and what's your section? I think we're a 1D. We're a 1 Delta. If you need a check-in, we're a 1 Delta SJV in the San Joaquin Valley here in California. California has a lot of little area designations, unlike some places which only have something else. Who else? 102. He's in the right video now. Okay. accidentally checked into last week's show. No, I think I updated. Let me go. I'm going to check something. Make sure we got the right program here. Let me go. I'm going to check something. Make sure we got that's it. There's the replay here. Let me go. I'm going to check something. All right, that's good. That's it. There's the get rid of the never-ending loop. Sometimes I forget to update the video, and bad things will happen when I do that. Oh, you know what? I missed Frank. 007 Extreme CB is breaker 1907. Checking in, checking up, and checking the mail once again. So I did see you. You scrolled past my screen. Where's the obligatory announcement? There it is. Right there, extremecb.com from 27025, which is probably not as busy as Channel 11 is right now. And I would be remiss if I didn't say hello to Yankee Lima or the young YL, ham radio lady, joining us tonight on the video side. Matambale, of course, has detected the signals here from beautiful Central California, beaconing in. We've got the Echolink link up and running. We'll be talking to Tony, who's got tubes on the air, doing he's doing field day for us as well. The Old Tube Radio Network. Hello to Private Thor and the group who is listening in. I see on there, Edmonton, Alberta is jumping in at oldtuberadio.net. Let's go to SWL 39. SWL 40. SWL 41. See if 507 is joining us from New York. And watching from Maine, November Echo Charlie, NEC, hello to you. Also, Paul saying hello from Hampton, Virginia, where things are always pleasant, no doubt. There's 41 checking in, the Orange County React, of course, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening to you. Who else? SWL 42.
Yeah, that's Proxy 42 in the gang.
42 in the gang, we can do that. No problem on the proxy there. And while Neil is up and running on the page, let me jump up to SWL 147. What's going on in Kakalaki in 95-degree weather, sticky southern heat? It's 95 degree here with dry heat. Radio quiet. When he had it on, only traces of conditions. You should go see JT. He's on 17 and doing a lot of skip talking. I don't know where the band is open for him, but he always, he's got a good radio. He's got a good station. That's why he talks ham radio. All right, well, ham radio lady, I've got a couple of years on you, maybe not too many, but this jacket, the seersucker suit and the pocket protector, probably from the 1960s. This is the way it might have looked had we had video back in the day when your tram radio, when your Browning radio, when your Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 was brand new. You know, people looked nice when they got on the radio and dressed up and talked for their 5 minutes of airtime and then off for 5 minutes and said, break, please. Remember those days? And people probably looked like this behind the microphoniums. Well, at least that's what we think. Directed net roll call. All right, 42's got the check-in. We'll get everybody else too. SWL 43. SWL 44, what's going on around the corner? SWL 45, hello to Paul and Kelly, no doubt listening in. Miss you guys. If we can get on the radio or get an antenna up, we will be listening for you, no problem. Heading out to Wisconsin, SWL 46. Where is Arlen tonight? Over to down the street and around the corner, unless he's out on the heavy-duty bike tonight, SWL 47. SWL 48 Sam, I've got a check-in for you. I've missed the whole month of the Ditchbank sideband nets, but I should be back next week to hear you guys. Heading out to where are we going? Smitty and Sweet Country Mama, SWL 49.
Yeah, proxy.
We will proxy. Thank you for that. I want to say hello to, is it Beagleman 888? Saying hello to everybody, and everybody is saying hello back. Over to SWL 51. No, I heard 305. I heard Sanger out there earlier before the net, sounding pretty good. So, Dave, if you're listening, we're getting you checked in.
Yeah, I got you there. 5-1 checking in.
All right, and you're still sounding good. So we got you checked in over.
All right, guys. Have a good evening and stay cool.
It's hard to do when you're wearing a goofy suit. Let's go to SWL 52. Aaron is involved in field days somewhere. Let's see if he's listening, and we're listening for you, Aaron. I'm not sure what the conditions are like. They're probably horrible on 10 meters, 15 meters. 20 is probably okay. 40 was bad. So where are all the field day ops? At least here on the West Coast. Maybe it's better somewhere else, but I don't know what the field day ops are doing. We'll have to get a report from somebody. SWL 53, we got Mr. Belair checked in. We've got a proxy check-in for 54. Let's go up the hill to SWL 55.
Yeah, 53, make it final.
53, yes, indeed. All right, we'll do the live and direct.
Thank you.
That's the way we like it if you can do it. Then you can go back to the replay and say, hey, I checked in twice. Let's go to 55. 56, Just for Kicks, checked in moments ago. And 919 ground plane down under checking in. EMF, where our skip was in. We had conditions to you guys not too long ago. I was checking the DX chart, and everything kind of went away. But we'll see. It's coming up to our gray line. Your gray line is a little far away. But listening in, we're at 27085 direct, and of course oldtuberadio.net on the link. Let's go to SWL 57.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over.
Sounds like I'm out of late, 55 checking in.
Well, I'm kind of hightailing it here to get to the radio, so you are like 2 notches away from my mouse, so all I have to do is click there and you get the official check-in. Thanks.
Thank you.
I didn't even, the SWLs and myself didn't even have to turn the page if we were playing the home game. SWL 57. I forgot to turn the page. Now I'm on the right page. SWL 58. SWL 59. I know that Uncle Hairball is around here somewhere. Did I mention that at the beginning that the purpose of the Old Tube Radio Net is to promote the use and distribute information about old tube radios, Class D, right here on the radio? No numbers necessary to join us. There is no secret knock to get into the clubhouse here, as it were. Secret handshake. You don't have to have any numbers anywhere. Join us with your tube radios or your presence somewhere, live and direct, the Universal Media Net Web or whatever. And we have been doing this on the air Saturdays, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time or Pacific daylight time, or it's late time sometimes. Since, 1986? We're coming up on our 40th year next year, I do believe, of trying to recreate what your CB radio looked like, of course, and sounded like when it was brand new and the tubes were glowing. Let's go to SWL 60.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. I want to tell you, I was dozing off there a little bit. Hope you can hear this old realistic Navajo 457, okay, Dennis. We'll say evening time to all the fellows out there on the band. SWL 60, checking in.
Yeah, the radio sounds good. Almost sounds like you got one of their Radio Shack amplified microphones to go with it. But we hear you. Over.
Yeah, most definitely the original. With the old slider knob to go up and down there right below the neck. Yeah, doggone it. Fun radio to be on. Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah, those Radio Shack microphones had a very distinctive sound. And when you keyed up, or was it keyed down? Anyway, when you started transmitting, I thought, you know what? I bet I know the microphone. Sounding good. And we will catch you on some radio stuff if you're still around the net, which I think you will be.
Okay, Dennis.
The Old Tube Radio Network. We're on the direct net roll call. Tubes will be happening shortly, so don't go away. Mike 81, Lawrence Welk watching from LaGrange, North Carolina, and they had bubbles. They had the bubble machine somewhere over in the green room. Sometimes they'll waft in to the control room here. And you will see, Charlie says he is not going to play the accordion tonight. So we'll have to watch Lawrence Welk instead. My grandparents, I kid you not, had Lawrence Welk. Raise your hand if you know somebody that had the Lawrence Welk TV trays. You would kill for them now, right? To put them up on eBay. Somewhere they're probably in a closet somewhere. Let's go to SWL 61, checked in early from way out north of town. How about SWL 62? SWL 63. SWL 64, who is that? That's Craig out in Wisconsin. He's working on field day. He asked for an early check-in, so hopefully he's out in Nineland. Hope they're doing some good stuff on field day. Looking for a report. We've got a couple of field day stations jumping in here tonight. Maybe, I don't know, maybe later we can pull up do I have it turned on? I might pull up SDR, see what's happening on field day tonight. Let's go to SWL 65. SWL 66. SWL 67, Bill up in Canby. I saw you about a half an hour ago checking in at oldtuberadio.net. Thanks for joining us, Bill, and I will update the items out there. Looking good. Let's go to SWL 68. SWL 69, Kenny checked in from Tulsa over at the video page. Mark may, now here's the station that might be doing field day, SWL 70.
Negative, just listening. Happy field day.
All right, well, you got a good location. You could just go out, put a battery and you'd be a 1-something. Not a 1 Delta, but you'd be a 1-something. And in the good old SJV and give out a few points or whatever you do. I'm not sure what kind of points you need for field day. The whole thing is, in theory, it's supposed to show, your readiness as a ham radio operator that you can go anywhere with your radio, run battery power, throw open a wire and be ready to transmit and get on the air and relay messages or do emergency communications or whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what you're wearing, but you can do it. So we'll look for that next year.
There you go. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. Wow, okay. I couldn't look up what the exchange is supposed to be. I mean, A and B and battery, and I don't know either. So anyhow, thanks very much for doing the net. Appreciate it. 7-3, man.
All right, thanks for joining us. We're probably a 1 Delta. I think I'm a 1 Delta, 1 operator at sitting at home. Good deal. Sounding good as always. The band is cooperating, and we'll catch you next time. SWL 71, Stan in Dallas, Georgia, is indeed running field day this weekend. He's checking in about an hour ago, says he's working field day. I was busy all day. I don't think I made one Delta contact legitimately to any station, so maybe before everybody signs out tomorrow, or maybe late tonight after the net, jump on and see we can't see what's going on. Over to SWL 72. SWL 73. I will get John checked in because he is probably doing field day as well. There's 59. All right, Uncle Hairball, I see you. We got you checked in. Levon, I missed you earlier, but we'll get 5 checked in. Who is UDX 267 had to stay after class a lot. Does that count as extra? Well, it depends. If you took the test and passed, it could. Not that hard to do. Let's go to, we got a proxy, we got a check-in. Yeah, proxy check-in for SWL 74 over to SWL 75.
25.
And 25. All right, well, we got 74. I figured if 25 was out there somewhere, 74. So let me go back up and say hello to 25 and hope you are staying cool by the pool. Over.
That's exactly what we're doing. Anyway, Dennis, sorry, this is my spot there, but I kind of waited around for Jill, so thanks for checking us both in.
All right, no problem. You're sounding good. Making it over the skip, and thanks for joining us here on the Saturday night place to be.
Roger. Thank you, Dennis.
Directed net roll call. 2 radios are coming up. We are all the way up to SWL 76. SWL 77.
Good evening, Dennis, and I hope everyone's having a good night and a good weekend. And I thought it was kind of funny you said for the field day with the battery-operated transmitter and throw a wire out. Well, my entire station here runs on solar and 16 deep cycles, and I'm currently talking to everyone on a end-fed half-wave wire. So 77, 1017 checking in.
Perfect for field day. I'm not sure what the designator is for that. You're definitely a one-op, but you are definitely not a D because you're doing the battery power and out there somewhere. So good. We got at least one check-in doing it the right way. Over.
Well, there you go. It's the only way to fly.
Hey, 1017.
Yes, sir. I've been trying to reach you. I need your phone number.
559 977 0435.
Got it.
Oh, shoot, I had the modulator on. Now everybody in the world knows.
Guys, we'll have to make an edit. Over.
Okay, see ya.
All right, sounding good. 77, thanks for the check-in. Let me put it officially here. SWL 78, I have not seen Wild Wildemar. He might be doing field day, but I did actually talk to him on 40 meters this week. So we'll get Richard checked in from the lake down south of the Big Hills. SWL 79. I will get DC checked in, as in all our stations that hang out at the great Facebook page, Essential Valley CBers, I do believe is the name of that. But check it out. Lots of cool stuff there and happenings locally here from the Central Valley. I want to say hello to Marty, who is Unit 1, Southwest Washington. Might hear you tonight on the Johnson Viking Valiant 2 and the Hamlin HQ 140XA and the Henry 2K Classic. The console. Going to try the station again. Well, I hope we can hear you. That is a good. Now there's a good field day station. People used to do that. They used to lug all that stuff out on field day and then sit with the pedal generator and try to keep it going. Let's go over to SWL 80. And over to page 4, SWL 81. UDX 111. I think I'm seeing triple, but no, that's correct. Ken's got the triple ones. Let's go to SWL 82.
82 is here. 82 checking in from the ditch banks of Briola. Good evening.
And good evening. I hope you can hear me. You're sounding good tonight. Hope the net went well last night. You can see it was started out kind of noisy and things got a little bit quiet. I know you have a better antenna, so you probably had you're probably hearing all sorts of things going on. And our 12 in a row concert series is done, so I think I'll have my Friday evenings clear coming up. So I'll be looking forward to checking into the Ditchbanks sideband net on Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, right here in the Central Valley of California on, 36 lower, over?
36 lower sideband, Fridays at 8. So, yep, there you go. And yeah, had a little bit of DX coming in, but not noisy like tonight. It was, I'll call it good signal, quiet, very quiet DX came in. So, very interesting. I mean, Texas, Utah, it's like, oh man, we might just work all states here tonight. But anyway, good time had by all last night.
As is the case on Friday evenings on the Ditch Banks sideband net. Join them, won't you? Thank you for checking in. Okay, here comes the skip again. We just talk about it and it comes in. Bolt, Bravo, Oscar, Lima, Tango. Good evening. And everyone's sounding good. Back to the roll call, SWL 83. And let's get in Jerry. You might hear him on the Jefferson Noontime Net with his old tube radio, SWL 84. And we'll also check in the Better Half Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and Snowy Owl, 86, 87, and 88. Is this our last Saturday in June? I guess it is, because it's already the, 28th? 4th of July coming up on Friday. You know, it's going to be a crazy 4th of July when the holiday's on Friday before the weekend. So, and I think here in California, they said it's okay. They're going to have, because of that, the fireworks stands that are, open, the legal fireworks stands here in California can sell on Saturday, the extra day. Normally they can't, but they'll be able to. So hopefully it'll make some extra money. Let's go to SWL 89. Because they know people are going to be celebrating extra. So you got to be able to spend a lot of money on the piccolo pizza and then buy some more for Saturday. My internet is really slow on all the gear here, so hopefully things are working where they're supposed to be. Let's go to SWL 90. We got a proxy in for 90. SWL 91, Felix checked in a bit early tonight so he can do what he needs to do up there in New York. SWL 90, who's next? 92, Mr. Robin. SWL 93.
SWL 93 checking in, Dennis. Good evening, everybody. Just want to let everybody know, me and old Snow Beach Jr. 188 took a little trip down to Long Beach. They had a little break down there. SoCal Sea Beers, man, we had a blast. Got home about, hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. Good people, man, down there. So, anyways, just want to throw it out there. 93 STD checking in.
Okay, good thing. And don't go away. I'm a SoCal guy. That is where I grew up. That is where I started my CB days back in the late 1960s. And I remember some of the breaks going to that as in high school and hoping that I would spend $1 and win something. So you know what city was the break-in, you know?
Long Beach.
Okay, out there in Long Beach. So good and good to see you. I saw the advertisement, the little blurb for it out there, and I obviously couldn't make it. Did they have any of the radio? I don't know what you call it, like a shootouts where they got the big ass mobile stations.
No. Everybody was just kicking back. Motormouth Mall. That guy, man, that dude's a genius, man. I swear. He built a contraption. I'll send you some pictures, but took a tube tower, mounted it on a Dodge Ram 2500 with a 3-element beam, 54-ish feet, could go up to 63 total on the pickup.
I wonder if he has one of what we used to use in the television business for the live bands, those pneumatic masts from Will Burt, I think was the place. But I don't think they'd go up 60 feet, so he must have had some go. Yeah, John is a crazy guy. He's from Southern Cal. I remember hearing him back in the 80s before he moved up to the Santa Maria area. So I don't know. Sounds like, hope they're going to do that every year. Sounds like a good thing to a nice annual break. So thanks for the update. Glad you made it back for the old Tube Radio Network.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good evening, and I'll be monitoring.
All right, thanks for that. Arlen, I see you. SWL. I forgot what you're at. 46, I think. Put you in there. And let me get the, yeah, that's it, 46. 46 right there. Boom, boom. All right, that's there. And... oh, Mooch. Mooch is, what do they say? Mooch, who we thought was like 8 or 9 years old, turned out to be like 16 years old. And so Mooch is, Mooch is getting treats over the Rainbow Bridge as of a couple of months ago. But nobody knew that cat was as old as she was. Grumpy, but always in for a good time. I've got a great picture with, I'll have to put it up, Mooch trying to spread some Christmas cheer in the feline way. Let's head over to 93 is in SWL 95. Looking for Warthog 95. Mr. Nobody. Can't believe we had conditions and then they fell out before the program. I know, but they're coming in and out. Field day is going on. There's a lot of stations out there stirring up the ionosphere. Sometimes when that happens, it actually opens things up. So let me go. Jim is in, and then we're going to go to a Echolink link. SWL 97, Boston 97. Saw you over on Old Radio Night. Thanks for jumping over here to the Old Tube Radio Network. He's got the bionic toothpicks in place and the Tram Titan Custom. Well, at least I got you in before midnight somewhere tonight. So 97 is in. And could I press the right buttons here? I'm going to try, we'll try it live and direct, the Echolink link, because I think, he dropped off the Echolink, so we'll be back in a minute for Tony. Don't go away, Tony. Echolink, we're going to try and get Kurt on there in Kokomo. I think he is doing field day, so maybe he got some calls or something. 97 is in. Let's go to SWL 98. We got Tracy checked in from the Central Valley Sea Beers page. X in the square for Tracy. SWL 99, Randy. I was looking for Randy on 75 meters. And haven't been able to find him. But he might pop in tonight if we got some conditions out of Arizona. And James, I see you. 109. We'll get a proxy in for 109. We'll do it right now since you are out there. Probably doing what he does best, which is... make everybody happy and being a good sport and attending all the meetings and staying busy. It keeps you out of trouble, that's for sure. And it's good practice. It's good practice to stay busy because then when you're not doing anything, you still want to do something. And that is a good way to be. Let's see. 99 is in SWL. Oh, let's go. Okay, let's do it now. Let's try the Echolink link and see what Tony has for us on the Tubes on the Air field day. KD4BAO, KB6GFD over. Trying to coordinate all the items here. Here's Tony.
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Nothing to report on field day. Couldn't make it today. I had to deal with some other projects the missus had for me to do, but I hope you had a good field day. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
Well, let's see. Let me jump in here. I'm expecting maybe next year I'll be able to do a field day. I shouldn't be working as much. I should have a lot more free time to do things. And like I was talking to the other station, like Mark, we might just go out. We might do OTR outdoors, do a little field day with some batteries or something. Looks good. Thanks for activating tubes on the air. Looks like next year for both of us on field day, and maybe tomorrow you can get in early and give somebody a points and check in. 73, looking good. KB6GFD. And boy, is it quiet. I had to check to make sure the antenna was still connected. Just the voices pop in. That's usually when we have the bands opened up. Let's go to SWO 102. Thought I saw 102 in there. Yep, there he is. With an X. I can't miss that. How do you get the X so large? It's a very large X in the little box there. Also, putting an X in the square. And good to see you back on frequency here. Captain Robert saying hello to the control station, Bozo Control. Letting everybody know they should have and would strive for a safe 4th of July Friday ahead. And he's still hanging in there. Good. Please give Bozo a honk. I don't know. Bozo has been absent for weeks, maybe even months. So we're going to do an APB. Charlie and Chet says we're going to put out an APB for Bozo Control and find out what's going on. We already checked the pool. No, he's got those what size 55 Triple E shoes. So when he goes in the pool, he just floats. So we don't have to worry about that. All right, get keyed up here. SWL 103. Where did Joey? Sometimes Joey will check in on the old Tube Radio Net site, and I will miss him because he will check in early. But he did last week, but not yet this week. Hello to, is it Belfry, Kentucky? Is that Van Man jumping back in again? He's always stealthy with a different location. Let's go to, we got 109 checked in on the proxy, SWL 110. SWL 111, Robert checked in live and direct before the net happened here through all the SCO.
Break OTR?
The break OTR, go ahead, over.
This is SWL 40 with a late check-in.
Well, not so late that we couldn't actually check you in, which we're doing now, and you're sounding good. So go back to the popcorn.
Yeah, it's more like go back outside and pick up more trash.
This is the pickup trash frequency. Well, we'll see. There should be a game going on. There's a ball game going on tonight at Chuck Chansey Park. The radio station is actually out there tabling. I'm here. I didn't go to the baseball game tonight, but that should be starting. Should be happening already. Because it's hot, so they usually don't start till after 7, I think. 40 is checked in. We got SWL 111. Robert checked in. He checked in before the network. And 175. I think that was down under. Let's see, where else are we going? Oh, SWL 113. See, the band is opening back up again. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
114, thank you, Wayne. You're sounding good. No problem making it through the skid.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for the check-in.
Also, Matambale saying, thought that was pronounced Boz, control, like Boz Skicks. I think Boz would probably put a lawsuit out on us if we used his pronunciation, but it is good old Bozo Control, B-O-Z. I think that's actually the way, when you get down to it, that's the proper way to pronounce it. Boz is doing it wrong. I said that first here on the old Tube Radio Network. Speaking of pronouncing things. Mark 4799, CQ Field Day, also Lakes on the Air. Hello, TA. We're doing Tubes on the Air, TOTA. Mark is one of the, and you probably can't see it up here, but he's one of the ESSB guys with Voodoo on the side, or maybe not on the side. So, Mark, you are sounding good. Listen in. 27085, the band is open long. Hopefully you guys made a few more contacts. And how many other stations did you get to hang up on you? That's the equivalent of ham radio hanging up when you ask them for a signal report or something like that. Looking good. Thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. And Al, we will check you in. Albert, no problem. Looking okay. Let's go to shortwave listener. That takes us all the way up to SWL 128. And I will see. I don't know if he left me a note. John is, he's not doing, he's another guy like me and Tony not doing field day this year. So maybe next time we'll get you checked in. Well, you are, we're 1 Delta here on the OTR. So we'll do our 1T. We're 1 tube. Actually, I'm probably more than a 1T tonight. Get you checked in. Thanks, John, for checking in. Let's go to SWL 131. This chair it's wobbly. It's falling apart. So if you see me on the ground, it's because this chair is going to go toes up. I'm just trying to stay. It's listing. I'm trying to stay level here. Let's go to SWL 133. And then over to SWL 135.
SWL 135, checking in.
135, sounding good on the check-in. We'll look forward to some radios coming up. And 362, the Video UDX 151 mower junkie. Contact us on June 17th. I will look at that should be in is that your archive, or that is Mower Junkies archive? If they'll let you and you got a link, go ahead and post it. Sometimes they won't let links show up, but if it does, no problem with that. Foot switch is getting away from me. We just got 135. SWL 137 has got the proxy check-in with no problem. That will take us up to SWL 145. Tony, can you hear me through the skip? Tony could be involved with field days, so we'll give him a check-in. Neil, of course, 147, checked in moments ago. And I think we got a proxy for 188. At least we know they're back in town. So, Bobby, if you're listening, take a transmission. Otherwise, if you're listening and not near the microphone, we got you checked in. $195 up in Coarse Gold, SWL 195. Jim was in, and then we're going to go. I got to be careful. Let me move that microphone back a little bit. Oops. SWL 226. And we'll get Jeff Mr. Shockwave checked in from the Central Valley Sea Beers. Anybody else need a check-in here on the Old Tube Radio Network before we go? Tubes on the air. I almost think my antenna's not working. I just got zero noise. No static. We'll see. As long as I can hear check-ins, we're working good. And we hear you at 999. All right, I'm going to go set up for the tubes. I'll be back in a minute or two. Hello to Frank Dean number 1 from Yellow Springs, and Ken is in there as well. How do you get? Let me see. We were supposed to have the 8-week re-up of the list, because what we do, there's a finite number of of numbers on the list, or else we'd be here for days doing a check-in, which wouldn't be a problem. It just we'd never get to the tube radios. And so that's what we do the 8 weeks. If you can check in at least once every 8 weeks, we keep you on the list. If you can't get in, well, then the number gets recycled. So, and of course, you don't have to be on any list. I am looking here of what we have. A lot of times when we re-up the list, we open up a couple of numbers, but I think I've got a couple or one open. I'm trying to find one so I can give it to you, and that is for Al. For Al Norman here. No, who wanted the number? It's just scrolled past me already. All right, I've got it. And yes, you can, if you get the Echolink link, you can check in on Echolink if I see you and get a chance to recognize you. All right, it was Ken. There it is. So, Ken, if you're listening, I have UADX 111. There's a space open on SWL 36, believe it or not. So we'll get you in at 36. So when that comes around like this, and you'll say, hey, I'm checking in, and I'll do that. And there'll be a little thing that says 36 is checking in, maybe, if it updates. Yeah, like that, and it's good to go. All right, let me take one Echolink link here before, and then we'll get over the tubes. We get over the tube radios. But Al, I see you in there, so take a transmission, KI6CBA from KB6GFD. We'll get to Al check in here on the Echolink.
Dennis, my modulation is working really good. Hey,
Modulation's a little low.
GFD, from, hey, Norman, KI6CBA. Oh, it's so good to hear you, and I'm looking forward to the radio here. We'll be coming over the Echolink here, and we're over YouTube, because it's fun to watch the radios that people have. So exciting. Okay, I'm just going to check out. I wish y'all a good night and a good radio to all the OTR listeners. And signing out, 73.
All right, 73, thanks for the Echolink link from Sparks, Nevada. Looking good tonight, Al. We got you checked in, and we're going to be heading to the Tubes radio, so I'll be out of the air chair for a little bit. 73 to you, KEB6GFD. All right, 73 to you. Thanks for checking in, sounding good. And we're going to head over to the Tube radios, KB6GFD. I feel like I'm repeating myself tonight. Okay, we got some issues. I wonder if I lost my receiver. It's weird. Did I lose my receiver? Is the band is quiet? Okay, I think it was a radio issue. Now it should be good.
96 mixing it up with you there. Take care, 19 and 296. How's it going, you guys? Aloha.
Okay, I got my receiver back. I will be back now. We'll get the tube radios going. Back in a moment.
Bye, 93, bye, 296.
Delta Sierra Delta George. STG. Sierra Delta George.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just check on the transmitter. Make sure it's working. All right, I'm back in just a bit. Yeah, I've got some like static crashes going on. I got to check a couple of things here. My receive is way down. Hear that? That is not good. I'll check a few things. I'll be right back.
Hey, 918 blowing smoke. 918 blowing smoke over here, no doubt. I was just going to ask you if you were in your secret spot. I figured you were in your secret spot there, 918. All right, 918, aloha.
Dead air.
All right, I'm back. I was just trying to figure out what all this static crashing and things was going on here. So it seemed like it was like lightning crashes or something.
Super quiet, no noise over here. For once.
And my receiver's down too, so I just wasn't sure. I was checking a couple of connections here.
That was a nearly perfect double. What'd you say?
I said I was checking some connections on the radio because my receiver's down. Everybody sounds okay, but the signals are down. My noise level's at 0, which it really shouldn't be. So I'm just making sure I get light connections here.
I have your noise clip.
You are my noise. Hey. Can you hear that? I think they're about to land. Yeah, it's blue thunder again.
Trying to do an antenna recalibration. All right, let's see if the jingle singers are ready, and we'll try this.
On your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, at least they're confident we're going to hear this. I want to turned on a fan, too. I want to have the equipment here overheating, although, tubes like it. They like hot stuff, so we'll see what happens. And in the meantime, I'll do less talking, which is a good thing. And you will get to do the talking on your tube radios, the Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. What we do best is listen for your radios beaconing across the airwaves, and we're standing by now for any and all check-ins.
135, 135.
14.
All right, 2 heard. There will probably be more. So in the order that I heard them, we'll take 1, 3, 5, and then 14. So don't go away. Sean, you will be next. Heading up the street and around the corner to Mr. Green Arrow. Hope you can hear me. You're sounding fine here. Over.
Yeah, you're still sounding just the same over here. About 25 over on this particular meter. Goes up to 60, but 25 over is plenty good signal. Your audio sounds delicious.
All right, that is a good thing, but we're not here to talk about my audio. We're here to talk about your good audio and how it is being formed by what particular radio. No doubt, glowing in the dark. Over.
Yes, indeed it is. And it seems to be a little oversensitive right now for some reason. So I'll just stay talking quietly. From Winnisquam, New Hampshire, this is the tram TR27E, proudly made here in America. There are 12 tubes, but all 23 crystal-controlled transmit channels and VFO receive. The microphone here is an amplified gray bass D104, and back to you.
Back to me in the studio, TR27E. This is the final of the trams, I believe, before they went to the Titan series. So that puts it 1963 or 64, I believe. I think they use the same S meter because it's a nice big S meter, but another large radio and very good tram-like audio. When you first came in earlier this afternoon, I was thinking you might be on a Hallicrafters, but when you pushed the audio and it just got louder, I knew you might have been on a tram. Back to you.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell. Let's see, it seems to have gone up just a tad in frequency. I got 270855. So it's the radio is getting very hot. So I wonder if that's making it louder, because it's putting out a little bit more power. It's gone up a little bit in frequency, and the sensitivity to my voice seems to be a lot more. And I haven't changed anything. So hopefully it's good enough for the check-in. This is the chromium tramium. It's got the chrome case on it. I'm not sure if that's original from Tram or if somebody else did these. There were several of these for sale a few years ago. And let's see, what else can I say about it? It's spotting a little high too. All the lights are working, which is a good thing. Before I got these LED lights in here from Harvey, so sometimes the lights get a little iffy and you got to slap the side of the radio or something. But these things have stayed working now for a few years. So yes, it is glowing in the dark, and it's gotten quite hot. I think I could griddle up some eggs and bacon on the top of this if I really wanted to. Back to you.
You might want to do that, have a little breakfast, a little early breakfast, but tube radios like it hot. And that radio is actually fairly large, so there's airspace for the convection cooling, I guess they used to call it, because as far as I know, none of the 5-watt radios came with a fan installed. Now, the EAC, like a 101 or something, but that was running, sweep tubes for 100 watts plus. But the radio's putting out 5 watts. I think they figured they didn't need a fan. Question for you, and then we'll have some questions. We've got some questions from our listeners who are all giving you some 100% thumbs up and all of that for the audio, because it does sound very loud. And we were looking at the S meter at F7, but that's because my receiver is weak tonight. But the audio is sounding good. Your little mod light must be blinking. There's a microphone jack microphone jack in the corner, but it looks, when I saw it, I thought it was for headphones. It looks like a standard 1/4-inch phone plug, which I know is probably not correct for that radio. Over.
On the contrary, yes it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a quarter-inch stereo plug. And that's what came in these things originally. A lot of the older trams had those. It is a standard tip ring sleeve, if you prefer a stereo quarter-inch plug. And I'm more than a foot and a half away from the mic, and like you say, oh my God, yeah, it's the mod light is really flashing just with my breath. I'm trying to talk as quietly as possible. Any other questions?
Okay, answer my questions. I just want, in fact, I just pulled up a shot that answered my question because it has the microphone plugged in. It's a Turner Plus 2, and it plugs right in the front. I guess that's all you really need. It just seems like might be a better way to do it. I wonder where they stopped doing that. Maybe, could it be possibly because there was some issues of when you pulled it, plug the thing in, it would short out? I don't know. Here's another one. Tram TR27E, 70% better transmitter efficiency, 3.5 watts, guaranteed minimum RF output with 100% high-level modulation. Tram was pretty good about giving you technical data and telling you, hey, if you'd like to fool with the receiver, but there's even a service tip on this ad. It's about tuning the 31.5 megacycle first conversion receive oscillator. So what was the microphone again? There was somebody asked the microphone you were using.
Oh yeah, originally these things came with like a Turner, was it 254? I think it is, high impedance Turner desk mic, but I currently am running an aesthetic gray bass amplified D104, which may be a bit much for it. Maybe I need to turn it down or something.
Hey, 296, you're blowing smoke.
You could probably back it off and be okay, but it's not flat topping or anything. Careful assembly, it says. Every tram chassis is hand wired and soldered. See, this is back in 1964 when you did that. No printed circuit board troubles. How about that? They're dissing the printed circuit boards. Connectors are 100% inspected. Radios, when completed, are completely tested before approval. Company policy, Tram Electronics Incorporated guarantees your money back if for any reason you are dissatisfied and you choose to return the product within 10 days. So I take it you're a happy camper.
Yeah, this has gone on well past its warranty, that's for sure. And, yeah, I fully agree with them. A lot of those early circuit boards were pretty bad. After they heated up for a couple of years, they'd become conductive, and some of them actually just crumbled and kind of fell apart. And they were pretty bad. I don't think they got good at the nice glass circuit boards until the late 70s.
Probably, and one of the issues is where you put them. You put them with high components on there that are going to have a lot of heat and make a problem with unsoldering things. You put them next to the power transformer that gets too hot. So that was, I think, the first thing they had to figure out is what to put on them and what to not put on them and where to locate them. When you're hand wired, you were okay. The Green Monster, Boston 97's favorite radio, checking in tonight. We haven't heard one in a while. The one we're showing, it used to belong to SWL7, and it has, I'll just make a note, it's got a switch, a little red, like a double pole, single throw switch or something on the top near the receive tuner, and I'm assuming yours does not have that. That was an addition that is not supposed to be there.
That is correct. Ordinarily they did not have that switch. Somebody must have added that. I think I talked to Ed about that. And I think he said there's like an extra channel or something like that, or extra channels, plural. But mine definitely does not have that switch.
And it is not a necessary thing to be there. All right, sounding good. Well, we got it on our radio list, First Radio Tonight. I don't think we had, anybody would check in early. Sometimes you get those pre-net check-ins from near and far out, waiting for the skip to happen. Dwayne is at the ready, probably with the T-123B or the Browning or who knows what. maybe some other stations checking tonight, but here's our first bite on the hook tonight. A good one, Tram TR27E. I think one of the promos I saw on Facebook was the Tram Sonar and somebody else Facebook page. So anybody's tuned in, listening for that or from that, we got your Tram radio tonight, at least one of them. So thank you, Cliff. Take another transmission, and then we're going to head over to Sanger.
Okie doke. Thanks for letting me check it in. Yeah, it is among my favorite radios. I think just about all the Trams are pretty good radios. And this is, yet another really good base station from Tram. And they're hard to beat, even with a hammer. This one seems reasonably well behaved. Again, thanks for letting me check it in, and we'll see you, I guess, just after the 4th, eh? Are we doing a show?
Yeah, we should be doing a show. I'm sure there'll be a lot of popping and fireworks going off. All right, one quick question. I'm going to do the close-up here, and we can kind of see in the speaker area on that one radio, it almost looked like it's an oval. Can you see inside, or you know inside the speaker, like a 5x9 oval or something on the front fire of that speaker over?
Oh, yeah. Of all the Trams, this has the biggest speaker. It's not the biggest Tram radio I own, but it does have the biggest speaker. It's a 5x7, and it's a really good one. I've hooked up bigger external speakers to this radio, but it really just isn't necessary. That's a good sized big speaker. The others, the Titans and the Titan 2A are where they like 4x6s. I think they're 4x6s. This is a 5x7. So a nice big speaker.
Bueno, looks good. And that has, Jim is saying, Boston 97 saying that's one of the ones that has the odd transmit crystals. Harvey probably knows about that one. All right, thank you, Cliff. You are sounding good, and the radio is a popular item already.
Thanks, and see ya.
Back into the control room somewhere here in the old tube radio network. Should be that one, yeah. And the jingle singers are going to do their thing. That'll give Sean some time to step up into the air chair all the way out there in Sanger. You are listening to the old tube radio network, and we'll be back in just a second here.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
The station for you, and hopefully maybe even you. The old tube radio network beaconing in the airwaves for a long time here on Saturday evenings from the Central Valley of California. And thanks to you, our old tube radio operators, for keeping us going. Keeping the shelves stocked up with your various wares of tubeness from the late 50s all throughout the 60s and the 1970s when they stopped making them. But if you stop by here on a Saturday evening, you will be able to find a few. Heading over to Sangertown now. Hello, Sean. I know you've got one fired up. Take a transmission over.
Yeah, I've got one fired up and finally got my microphone hopefully working well tonight. It is the Browning R2700A 23S9, and I have a very nice gold E104 microphone, and it also has the brown cord, which I believe to be original, which just pairs beautifully with this radio. So how is it sounding tonight?
It is sounding good. I do not know why I have so much static and strange things going on with my receiver tonight. It's certainly not coming from your end. What was the transmitter paired with the 2700A over?
It is a Browning 23S9, and this radio it's not as hot as my newer Browning radios, but still making the trip, and it's an old unit. I always say it reminds me of the Beach Boys. I tried to drag it out last week for that, and I had an issue with the microphone. had plastic screws holding the terminal strip down, and one of them had broken, and that's had a bad contact, and that's why I was getting all the squealing. Now I've got it back up and running, and hopefully the whole 150 watt average is making a decent trip.
It is making a good trip. Like I said, the signal is a little low, but my S meter is doing weird things. I have, and you'll hear the replay. There's some static going on. Almost sounds like there's lightning crashes in the background. So that's part of my receive between where you are and where I am. But the audio is making it through. I've got a great picture from Paul's collection, the 23S9. And I don't know if they all came like this, but he used to call it a chicken head selector switch. So it's a very long style switch that you would grab and point to the channel you want. Over.
Yeah, I would describe it more as a like old Lincoln welder. That's the type of selector switch I have on my antique welder out there, stick welder. And one of the things I love about this radio is the rich color that they mixed up for the transmitter. Now it doesn't match with the receiver perfectly. Harvey says they pretty much never did. That was the fatal flaw. The guy couldn't mix the paint to match every time. But my transmitter's like a rich leather with almost a red hue to it. Has a very appealing color.
Yeah, the one we're showing is maybe there's 1961 to 62. That's the 23S9. And who was it? Chris mentioning the R2700 was paired with the T2700 transmitter at first. So that was probably their first set of radios, 60 or 61. The 23S9 transmitters were built with two different styles of channel selectors. The 23S9 brings all channel operation to your base station with standing wave indicator, Pi network circuitry, TVI trap, back when you needed that, especially if you were somewhere between the VHF between channels 2 and channel 5, which was a second harmonic somewhere, and Pi network circuitry, the talk of the airwaves. I'll have to see if we have a brochure for that. What do we got here? Okay, there it is. I'm trying to see if it would show the Browning Drake, the 23S9, and there's the 2700A, and that's from the 61 or 60, 1962. But I'll get a shot of the 2700A. But anyway, you're doing a good job over.
Yeah, I'm glad it's making that trip, and it's an old radio. It operates flawlessly. It is kind of picky about its microphone. I couldn't really find one to like, but this one seems to work decent with it. Other than that, the receive on this radio is really good. Has a real fine receive to it, and I can really pick you out in the conditions. I can hear other people out there right now, but I've got a good copy on you there. And the only other notable thing is when you key this radio up, if you got the volume up a little bit, this thing will flat just ring your eardrums. It is one of the loudest pingings of all three of the Browning radios I have.
Yeah, it has very high, and it transfers well to the microphone, a higher pitch. It's not so screechy, not like a rusty door. It's got more of a mellow ping sound to it. And I remember that used to be, people used to tailor their, at least when I was back in the LA area, there's a couple of stations, they tailored their pings to sound like you were hitting a glass, a China glass full of water. Ding! It wasn't screechy. So that was probably the radio they were using. Here's the 2700A, and the receivers were pretty much, I think, dialed after any amateur radio receiver. They've got the tunable, geared VFO, knob selections. They actually give you the S meter. That one, let's see, that one goes up, and it's a vertical meter. So where is zero? Is zero at the top? Or is zero at the bottom? So if you've got no signal, where does that needle rest?
very top is 40 over. That's the most visible part of the meter setup because it has a rounded glass. And it's very strange the way it's positioned. You know, most would be sideways, and this one's pointing up and down. So that is unique in this arrangement here.
All right, very good. I was just listening, just making sure I didn't have some adjacent channel interference. You know, I've got a different receive filter. Maybe I can try that out as well. You are radio number 2 with a classic from the early 1960s. You think that CB radio Class D was supposed to be non-licensed, or you didn't have to take a test. You did need a license. It was supposed to be very non-technical. It wasn't supposed to be hobby communications. The radios were supposed to be simple because, in theory, you would have a radio at home and one in the car, or maybe you were running a business. So things were supposed to be fairly simple. And then you look at what Browning did here, and this is a complex radio with a transmitter and receiver where you'd have to spot the transmitter or the receiver up to the transmitter and put some interconnecting cables. And so it got out of hand really quickly, but I think they kind of knew. I think they kind of knew where all this was going. From Browning Laboratories, back to you for one more transmission. And Sean, thanks for bringing this one by. Well, you beat. I was going to think that the tram that Cliff brought by tonight was going to be the oldest radio, but you have got that beat already with this one. Over.
Yeah, kind of ironic that Cliff and I both chose early radios. Harvey had mentioned that Cliff is going to be raising in a tower antenna type situation here, and I'm really looking forward to that, getting help over there with Cliff, and that way I can enjoy his radio. Out here in Sanger, I can just barely pick him out tonight. He's very faint, but he's got some really fine equipment over there, and I'm looking forward to the situation. And thank you for the time tonight. R2700A 23S9.
And thanks for bringing it by. I was just flipping through the receive filters there, and I'm still getting that static. I couldn't filter it out. Also getting some wind noise in the microphonium. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. The Jingle Singers never have any static, so we'll go to them, and then we'll be listening for your radios checking in on OTR.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite slot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
141, side with the wave, aloha. Roger, man. 36. I hope my radio's not as good as yours, my brother, man. Well, I hope you enjoy the weekend time, what's left of it. 296, your one to go station is bound.
Hey, Joe, I hear you. Over.
Okay, I thought you were talking to... I was going to stand by. Am I clear to go?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just swapping antennas here to see if I had an issue or I could get rid of that static, but it's on all the antennas, so there's something going on. Something going on outside. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you much, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Robin 123B. Doggone it, a really pretty radio that Cliff has, and compliment that Eagle that Sean has. Good sounding radio, good looking radio. Dennis, I'd like to check in the Robin 123B, all 23 channels, plus a few.
That's right. You have some special switch selections in there put in by an unknown technician that would help you get back in the day. those extra channels before they were supposed to be there. The FCC, I think they thought they could thwart people by saying, okay, you can't sell the 23-channel radios, you have to make 40-channel radios. Little did they know that a lot of people already had the extra channels built in, like your radio there. Top of the line, Panasonic number 2 chassis with a lot of things in the front panel, the external speaker, the PA, lots of lights to turn on and turn off to let you know what was going on. But best of all, it's got that plate modulated transmitter. Go ahead.
Thank you much, Dennis. Doggone it. You're right about the decorations here in the front. And a few more on the back there. You don't always look at those, but easy to get to the meter adjustment. A little peek and tweaking going on back there. You don't have to take the top off. Just get you a good light and a nice little plastic screwdriver. You don't want a metal one. And there's a few things you can do back there. But we are on an amplified D104. I'm sorry. Doggone it. I thought I was on the other microphone. And this is amplified though. And Dennis, doggone it, 11 tubes. 11 tubes, all 23, and like you said, a few switches here to, kind of roam around the band a little more with maybe 9 more channels. So we're good there. And we are on the range boost on.
Perfect setup, range boost, working well, doesn't seem to be overdriven. Cliff was talking about his Tram TR27E, putting out a lot of heat. The Robin T123B is notorious for running warm, but not having any problem doing so. I'm pretty sure the other components in there are getting a little bit of air flowing through the vents. Always works well, and a fan favorite. Robin, and again, I'm not sure when you got the Panasonic 2 chassis and whether you were Robin or T-Berry, how you decided as a company to design the outside of the radio. Sort of like an automobile in the day. Were you going to have horizontal tail fins or vertical tail fins? Or no tail fins, and what were you going to do with the grill? So same thing with the radios. They had that same kind of styling going on. Maybe they even had they had designers there trying to make the radio the most appealing so it would sell the most. Because when you looked inside, it was basically the same thing. Robin did a good job of that for sure. Over.
Oh, most definitely did, Dennis. Time was spent on the outside. Cleared onto the knobs, being decorated, silver looking with the green or teal inside the knob covers. The colors, they did spend a little bit of time, and I think they kind of went overboard. Maybe like you say, for selling purposes. That was the trick, if that's what they were looking for. Because you went from a Ford to a Beamer. In comparison, you were now driving a Beamer, but this is my Beamer, the Robin 123B. Thanks for letting me check this one in, Dennis.
All right, thanks for bringing it by. Always appreciate our radio operators that take time out of their Saturday evening, what they're doing. I don't know if you have to sneak away or say, I'll be right back, and jump in and fire up a radio. We appreciate it. Got people watching, listening that may be thinking about getting one of these and want to hear it on the air. Maybe they have one. Maybe they had one long ago, and you're bringing back some good memories with the Green Machine right here on Channel 11. Sounding good, and it's our Radio 3 tonight. And a couple of things. Yes, that was an 11-tube, or it is 11-tube radio. It will go 115-volt AC. There are a couple of transistors in there, I think, that make the conversion, and it says there's an operator's manual and a schematic somewhere over at oldtuberadio.com if you search the right area. And I don't know if Joe's baking a potato on the top, if he's got tater tots in the foil, or maybe some of those crinkle-cut fries, but he's ready for dinner.
Well, a guy has no choice, Dennis.
on the Robin there for sure. Doggone it, it sits alone all by itself in a corner. It produces so much heat. This is something. Right now, with as hot as it is out here, the temperature inside the house, and 35 tubes here baking, it's pretty warm in here.
It is. It's probably still in the 90s out here, and I think it's going to be another warm day tomorrow. So we're finally getting our summer weather here.
Well, if you haven't got another radio in line there, Dennis, 60, ready to check in.
Okay, go ahead. I was just playing with the noise blanker, see if I could kick out that static, and it's ignoring it completely. So go on with the radio. You'll be number 4. Over.
Thank you much, Dennis. I'd like to check in. We're going to kind of make you dig into the files a little bit. But from World Radio Labs, my Hustler, 7 tubes, 8 channels.
7 tubes, 8 channels. There may be a 5 tube. There may be a 5 tube radio out there somewhere, but 7 tubes, if I recall, for some of the RCA radios, 7, 8 tubes, 9 tubes, maybe 10, 9 through 11 is standard. 5 or 7 is on the low side, but it doesn't affect how it sounds or how it looks. I'll bring up the great picture and we'll go over to you.
Well, Dennis, doggone it, 7 tubes. I guess it kind of went along with the size, because the reduction on the radio, the size of the radio, 10 tubes would be kind of crowded. 7 tubes, small box, half a loaf of bread maybe. That's about what it looks like. Got its carrying handle. It's got its hardware. It has this mic hanger. It also has the original blue microphone that goes with it. Doggone it, it's a package out the door if a guy is willing to possibly take it with him or use it as a base. Right now, it is a base. I don't think, I'm not sure. I think this one could go mobile.
I don't have information for that, but obviously you'd have to have the same plug configuration then coming out to the positive and negative terminals, hopefully with a fuse in there. So in theory, they would need a couple of transistors or maybe inside, and if Harvey had a schematic for this ready, he would know they would have whatever the vibrator that would make the DC to DC conversion or DC to AC conversion, however they say it. You could do that, but other than that, you just put a real long extension cord over. Yeah, just use a real long extension cord. You're going to go mobile.
Yeah, right about that. The cord on the back end is not one of those that, like say for instance, the 223, the Johnson. That's definitely an AC cord. This has a plug on it. You can unplug it. It probably will go mobile.
As long as you have the proper cord, it would be ready to go. You got a tuning. And you've got a channel, so spot. Oh, it does have a spot. I was going to say, it seems like that should have a spot switch, but it's up on top. So you just leave that on channel 11, so you don't have to fool with spotting it.
Yeah.
And I should ask, does the S meter work, and is it illuminated?
It's definitely illuminated. Nice looking little meter too. It is in a vertical position, so it drops down to the floor there when you unkey, and it works its way up. When you first start it, it's kind of a backward situation on the meter. But when it's ready to go, it lays down flat, and then it works. It is well lit, the meter. Of course, the only light beside it would be the indicator light that we are keyed up.
And that's typical for the meters, whether they're vertical or horizontal. As the radio warms up, then the meter will, the RF gain circuitry kicks in and kicks the meter back to zero. Some of the radios, I don't remember which one, maybe it's a Pierce Simpson, has the meter start zero at the top and it swings down. But I think the typical would be at the bottom, and it swings up to 30 over or 40 over, depending on if they've got it mounted that way. If you mount it horizontally, you got to change the display or where the numbers are at, and then it'll go from left to right. From World Radio Labs, if you do a search on the internet for World Radio Labs, you will invariably come up with Leo Meyerson, and he made a lot more radios than the blue thing you're seeing here. This is sort of an aside. All his radios typically weighed probably 50 to 60 pounds more and had, 10 times the power at least. So we're glad that he stopped off in the 11-meter area for Class D and gave us the World Radio Labs and the Globe radios, because they're all pretty cool. You don't hear many of them. Back in the early days of OTR, we had a lot of the Globe radios coming in. But right now, Joe, you're about the only one that's representing WRL out there, so thanks for that.
Oh, well, thank you, Dennis. Doggone it. We'll let the channel kind of rock and roll. Thanks for letting me check this one in. I think I've got radio number 3 ready to go there.
Oh, and one question from our listeners: when you are, you've I don't know if you've ever seen the video of how I'm dressed. I kind of give the persona that back in the 60s, people dressed up for a lot of things, and maybe being on the radio was one of them. So somebody was curious if you put on your blue suede shoes when you're on this radio.
Well, if I had some blue suede, they'd probably be a different color, though. But doggone it, I see the phone there, and I see you dressed behind the camera there, and all that's missing, unless I didn't see it, was the pocket protector.
The pocket protector is in tonight. It's fading. And it does have pocket protector things. I think I've even got a screwdriver in here somewhere. Maybe I took it out. I probably had to use it. But it adorns the suit well. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Dennis.
I would say the frequency is quiet, but I think my receive is quiet tonight. I'm going to go up on the roof and check out the antenna tomorrow. I have a new one in the works coming in, so it'll just be a matter of where it might need to go up. Maybe I should move it away from where it is now if it's getting some interference from somebody's charger or who knows what. Anyway, we're hearing all the radios well tonight, so not a problem. You can see it kicking in the Orban meter with some good static. I have 2 different noise blankers on this radio, and neither of them are even coming close or will come close to pulling that noise out. Speaking of noise, there's a segue for the jingle singers. I'm going to get in trouble for that one.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
Yeah, if Harvey's on the phone, if somebody's talking to Harvey on the phone, go ahead and end the conversation. Let him know that we need him before we sign off tonight. Okay, I just heard a Browning key up, but it was way in my noise. Over. All right, somebody's trying to get into OTR. I'm listening. Yeah, here's the Old Tube Radio Network. We're listening. Over. Boy, somebody's trying. Anybody hear that Browning out there?
But I can't make it out.
I wonder if that's Dwayne coming in. We're getting the gray line from the mini grass now. Well, here is, I'll bring it up. Here's the spot. Here's the DX map. And you can see that kind of strange fingered thing. We're going through Arizona, Texas. We're in Colorado, so Rob might be listening to us tonight. And then there's a finger going right through Idaho and up to the Squamish boys. So it could be anybody coming in tonight.
How about 14?
14 is sounding good through my static tonight. Take a transmission over.
Okay, well, I have drug out the DAC Mark 1X radio telephone. So I've got the old DAC 9 out, and it's on a static D104 hand mic amplified. It appears to be transmitting, though not as powerful as the 10 I have, but hopefully it's making a good trip with the staticky conditions tonight.
It is, and the staticky conditions are on my end. I've got to make sure I got the right radio. I think I've got the 1X, as you call it. Let me get the close-up page, because I'm not that familiar with the DACs to tell the difference. One of them may have sight. Yeah, that there it is. In all its knobbed glory. We'll get the full screen up so we can listen to it as you take a transmission over.
Yeah, it has a bunch of knobs. I'm counting 7 knobs, 6 switches, and 4 meters. LED channel selector in the middle, obviously. And this particular unit does have the blue light, I think they're little plastic covers. Not really sure, but on the meters it has blue lights illuminating it. And you know, I was looking inside the radio, and right in the center there is the main board of the radio, and it is surrounded by what looks exactly like a mobile radio case. So I'm sure that you could stick one in, or I saw some DAC mobile radios on eBay. It might even be one of those stuck in here.
Well, I wish Greg, WikiWack S9 Radio was here, because the DAC gets a lot of bad press with people saying exactly that. It's basically just a mobile radio stuck in a big box. But the big box is pretty cool. But Greg actually goes in and looks at that scenario of, well, what's really in there, and how is it put together, and how does it sound? And he comes up with a little bit different theory on what's going on, and it doesn't get dissed. He really likes what they do and thinks it's a great radio. So I would defer to Greg, and there's probably some place you can search to find out more about that. But I remember back in the early days, because these are sort of a hybrid radio, and we weren't, 40 years ago, we would say, oh, they're too new and they're not all tubes, and we weren't officially checking them in, and a lot of people would say, it's just a mobile radio in a big box. But I think it's, even though it looks like that, it's actually more than that, and there was some thought put to it. You've got to admit, though, from the outside, and on a display table of all the radios, this one would definitely have people looking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The radio presents well, and the knobs are on the quality of a very nice hi-fi stereo, extremely high quality. The machining of the knobs exceeds any other tube radio I have in my collection. And because I have the case off, I can clearly see that there are 2 tubes in it. And the one rather large one, I obviously can't see exactly what tube it is, but boy, it sure looks similar to the one in my Super MC11 radio, I believe, the one right in the center, or the Super MC12. I think it has that big one. One of those general radio telephones, it appears to have the same tube in it.
Yeah, all right, couple of questions. One of them you may have already answered. We're on the DAC 9, the DAC 1X, IX, whatever you want. Got a big shot of the front panel, and I don't see a mode selector, so I'm assuming this does not have sideband. One of them did, right? Maybe it's the 10. Also, the radio we're showing is a generic picture. It's not your radio, and it's showing a blue display channel selector, like the LED or LCD. So I guess first question would be, what color is your display? I'm thinking it might be the original color were it not to be blue. And are we looking correctly that there's no sideband on that? Over.
Yeah, that is correct. The LED is red for the channel selector. And yeah, this radio is sidebandless. The tin I have does have sideband. The case and overall size of the radios, everything kind of looks exactly the same. Besides, the tin has more knobs, and those are to actuate some other modes. I don't have it in front of me, but I think that's how you turn the sideband on, is with the added knobs on that radio.
Okay, well, these were, I think the 10 was in the Sharper Image catalog, and they always had really fancy stuff. So I think it was about the only CB radio to make it into Sharper Image. And what color is your display?
It is red, and I do have the blue light special going on, which reminds me of that thing they used to roll around Kmart when it was still in business. But yeah, the previous owner obviously dug the blue light covers on this radio.
All right, so yeah, they can bonify that. The meters, a lot of times changing lights and meters are not that easy, but it's pretty cool. I don't know why more radios didn't do that. One of my favorite radios is the Yaesu FT102 from the 1980s, one of the first radios to have the dual meters, where your S meter is always functional as an S meter, and then you have RF and some other selections as well. But this does everything, gives you modulation and signal strength and the output power and the SWR, all there ready to go. So yeah, maybe a little extra price, but some people, if you're going to pay $700 or $800 for the Eagle, you could do the same thing for the DAC. Although I don't think these were that expensive. And it is from, is it H.L. Scott is the people that made that. We'll have more when Greg comes aboard. We'll pick his brain on the DAC because he knows about them. Looks pretty good. It is radio number 4 tonight. Sounding good. Always gets some good comments on the DAC. Back to you.
Yeah, they're kind of an odd radio. I don't seem to hear anybody else checking them in on OTR, so I'm glad I got these two, and thanks for the time tonight for the DAC 1X.
Okay, kind of dragging my feet to see if Harvey makes it back off the phone or might be at the snack bar. It's too early to take a nap. We made a pact with Harvey saying you can't take a nap before OTR is over. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll be doing some counting and amounting soon, and I kind of want to sign out because I'm worried that we're driving people nuts with my static, and people listening in. Thanks for putting up with the static tonight. I've tried my best to kind of attenuate it, but it's pretty loud. So we'll see what happens next week. Maybe something's in the neighborhood. Maybe the antenna's fallen down. Who knows? We'll get it going. But the nice thing tonight is our incoming radios have always been loud enough to get over the static.
Dennis?
This is the basic Dennis. Over.
Robert was trying to check in from Madeira, but you could only hear his ping.
Okay, that's who it was. We heard the ping, and we didn't know. First, we thought it might have been Dwayne. Dwayne said no, maybe it was hippopotamus. So we now know that it was not Skipland. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. He's got an S23 transmitter paired with a Metrotech Mustang 2 for receive. So that's interesting. Okay. He doesn't have the receiver, but he's got the transmitter. Anyway, so that was him. Okay, so check him in. And I'm going to check in my Demco Revell.
Okay, we'll do that. I will add out of Madera. That was Robert out of Madera?
Roger, Robert out Madera.
Okay, well, he was actually, the ping was making it through pretty good. And again, I'm having some weird receive issues tonight with static, and the signals are down, but they all sound good. So we'll get him in his number 6 with the S20. And that is okay. Long ago, we said, as long as we can hear the transmitter to get checked in, because we had people say, well, the radio's not functioning. I can't hear anything. So it doesn't matter. That's what you hear. What we hear is the transmitter. So if you've got a radio that transmits, doesn't receive, turn on the walkie-talkie to channel 11, whatever you do to hear us at net control, but check in the radio because that means it's working. So tonight, that was the Browning S23, which is what we heard on the transmitter, and he's actually getting a ping with the Metrotech Mustang 2. One of the people I used to talk to in my first, way long ago, days of CB radio loved the Browning receiver as the best receiver, but liked the E.F. Johnson Messenger 2, like the Messenger transmitters for audio because they were very modifiable. So he used to do the same thing. He put a Browning, or a similar thing. He put the Browning receiver with a E.F. Johnson transmitter, and you get the best of both worlds. So over to you for the Demco. Over.
Okay. Demco Revell, 6-channel transmit, 6-channel crystal receive. Excuse me. Oh boy. It does have a tunable position, crystal tune, but you have to plug in a 23-channel tuner to the back of it. And I don't have that. I had an opportunity to buy the transceiver with the tunable receive, but both were really trashy on the front, and even I couldn't get that. I mean, couldn't handle that. But I did get this, and it's got unbelievable transmit. I just tuned it up normal. I've got a schematic on it, so nobody strapped it, nothing like that. And it dead keys at 17 and swings to 25.
Listening to you, you're one of our strongest stations tonight. The audio is really good, and your signal is way up, so that makes sense. You might have the Harvey range boost on. And there were 2 Revels. I think you said yours is the 6-channel. That's what I'm showing. It's not the 23. Is that correct?
Correct. I do have a 23, as does Phil. Yay. But it's in storage. I have to bring it over. This is the 6-channel one, yes.
Got a close-up picture just from generic. Got the 6-channel selector. So does their transmit and receive follow along with those 6 channels? I see what looks like a transmit and receive maybe crystal socket. So you're not because it's a Demco, I think it may be a separate transmit and receive, but it's all, when you go to D, you've got transmit and receive, right?
Roger, A, B, C, D, E, F. 11's in position C, so I could see better. And anyway, I do have to check some tubes in it. I got my cough back. But I do have the range boost on, so Sean can hear me. I'm going to turn it off and see if he could still hear me. Okay. The range boost off. It's doing 17 to maybe 28, something like that. I don't know if Sean can hear me or not. So I'm going to probably turn the booster on.
Okay, go ahead and turn it back on.
There I am.
You know, the audio tracks really well. Sometimes, it gets buzzy or whatever. It just gets louder. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. And you're getting what looks like at least 2 dB, or 2 S units rather, which is what, 10 dB or more. Not bad at all. I'm seeing the original sort of white-colored hand microphonium, and I'm going to say there's no way that would make that audio that you've got. It's wired into the radio. So what did you say was wired in instead of that?
Okay, it's got a mic plug, a quarter-inch mic plug in the front. And mic is spelled M-I-K-E.
You mean on the front of the radio?
Front of the radio. I have 2 radios, at least, with it spelled that way.
All right, I'm trying to see if I can pull up a picture that's closer. Yeah, we can't see it. Looks like it's... I can't tell. I can see the M-I, but I can't tell if it's M-I-C-K-E-Y, M-O-U-S-E. Over.
Robert says he can hear me with or without the amp on, or the modulator on. Of course, it's doing 17 to 28, so if I was doing like 4 to 8, he might not, but anyway, this is the Demco amplified D104.
Looks good. And yeah, Bill Williams says, yeah, they definitely misspelled the mic, or wait a minute, it's Demco. Now let's go back to what we know about Demco Electronics. How did Demco spell satellite? And how do they spell mic? So is it a thing with Demco? It's like, yeah, we're going to be rebels here and just do that? Or was it truly, we were talking about, getting designers come in like they did for cars, like Virgil Exner, creating tail fins or whatever he did. And Pierce Simpson with all their great mid-century modern stuff. Maybe Demco just didn't have the wherewithal to hire a designer or someone that had a dictionary. Over.
Well, I don't know. I do know, excuse me again, I have a second radio somewhere that has a mic spelled M-I-K-E, which I get a kick out of. But anyway, I went out to the garage and grabbed this one off the shelf so I could check in something different. Anyway, I got one more, but you count them out, you know what it is.
All right, well, I'll put it on there, but I can't make it official unless we hear it.
Okay.
All right, I'll work on that, and I'll spare our SWL tonight, the cracking and popping, which I'm hearing in my headphones for 2 hours. It's like, where is that coming from? Normally we're good, but we'll check that out. We're getting the fire. We know we got fireworks tonight on my receiver, the crackling and popping. So hopefully we'll be spared next Saturday.
Here we go. This one. Alrighty. The R68 T68 Browning Golden Eagle. Some call it the Mark I, some call it the Mark None. It just says Golden Eagle. Okay? Well, actually, mine says Golden Beagle because, actually, this one does say Golden Eagle. The other one says Golden Bagel because the E got painted on wrong and looks like a B. But anyway, this is the Beagle. With the custom D104. I call it custom. It was the one that you could buy when you bought the radio, I guess, with a Browning medallion stuck on the back of an unamped D104. And anyway, so this one's got that. The Bagel radio's got that also, because I found a couple of them. Anyway, that should do it for me. I still have a couple of Brownings for sale, so anyway,
below 300, around 280. Okay. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you. Catch you next week.
All right, thanks for joining us. We've started a thing. Everybody can be looking at their microphone jacks, the plugs there, and see what it says. Rabbit Damage says is Heathkit DX100, and there was one at the swap meet a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't look closely enough. He says this DX100 has the MIC jack, spelled M-I-K-E, and that's from 1956, and maybe it was a thing they corrected. Somebody else said they thought they saw an MIC on the Demco Travelier, and maybe there's one that says MIK. Maybe there was a quorum as to what should we put on here, and people say, we don't care, as long as they know what to plug into it. The Old Tube Radio Network on our microphone tonight. I don't even know what the radio I'm running, what it says. Looks like it says MIC. That's sort of the standard thing. Maybe I would get thrown off the internet were I to play the Mickey Mouse MICKEY song. So we won't do that. But we will play something that we will not get thrown off the internet because the jingle singers belong to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
And we are counting and amounting.
By the way, on the older Brownings, where you plug the mic in, it doesn't say mic. It says nothing. They figure you should know where the mic goes.
The issue was they probably had the quorum saying, well, no, it's MIK, it's MIC, it's MIKE, so it's like, well, just let's leave it off. All right, totals, please. Where's our total, people? Here they go.
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
Current and final totals. Clear. Now this isn't working. Right? Oh, no, there it goes. The internet's slow. There's crackling. Always by hook or by crook. It seems like we get the Tube Radio, the Old Tube Radio Network going. So thanks for everybody for putting up with the wackiness. I don't know. Do you do something like this where you are a get on the air night? Doesn't have to be fancy. Just needs to have two people, right, to make a conversation. Be interesting to see what's going on with Field Day this time around. I kind of thought we might have got a check-in from the guys here locally, but maybe the band is good, and so they're getting some contacts. We'll see. I think it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever the UTC is, real time. So things are be going on in the evening and up in through the morning before they go off. So the Old Tube Radio Network, we had and promise we will be doing the 00 next week. Whatever's broken will be fixed. If not, I'll have Bozo control. We'll do it by hand. We don't need any special spinning hopper or anything like that. 17 check-ins on page 1, 19 on page 2, 21 on page 3, and 24 on page 4. And we added, it was Ken, UDX 111 in the SWL 36 position. So we'll get that written up on the home game for next week. Radios tonight, we had 7. The most heard manufactured. I'm just looking for the first time. You know what? It was the Brownings. We had 8. We had 8, actually, and the Brownings were the most heard, thanks to Robert getting in on out there in Madeira. Hopefully, get the antenna up a little bit, be able to hear him, but we're hearing the ping, so he's doing okay. Tram TR-27E from 1963, the big tram, the Green Machine, Cliff doing a good job with that, always sounds good. Radio number 2, the Browning R27A 2300 S9 combination. I want to make sure I'm on the air here. It looks like we are. internet is running slow. The network is running slow tonight. So good job on that, Sean. I'm going to go back and listen to the ping. And there's probably a way to, with the proper microphone on that, and the squelch just set right in the volume to get that sounding like you're hitting the crystal goblet, full of wine or something, going ding. There's a way to do that. The radio number 3, the Brabant T123B. That's like green radio number 2 tonight. Thanks, Joe, for that. Sean and Sanger on the DAC 1X, 9, IX, X, what have you. Their first iteration without sideband, but still with the rack handles and all the meters. Pretty cool radio. Harvey came by with the Demco Ravel, the 6-channel version. So fans of Demco, we haven't had many Demcos lately, so at least we got one in tonight. The Browning S23 transmitter paired with the Metrotech Mustang 2. Thanks, Robert, for jumping in. I know it was busy and there was a lot of noise, but you did it just right. You made the ping come through, and we acknowledge you here. And thanks, Harvey, for picking up the relay on that. That'll be Radio 7 and Radio number 8, the Browning Golden Eagle knee Beagle R68 to T68 back in the day, 66, 67, when it was still kind of affordable, under $500. You could buy that Magnavox 19-inch black and white console TV with the little thin legs, or you could get yourself the Golden Eagle R68, T68. The Magnavox would be in the junk pile. Maybe you would have pulled the tubes out and stuck them in a box, but you would still have the radio. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have what they say, the safe and sane 4th of July. I'm sure we will have some fireworks and pops going on in the background next Saturday. Hopefully they will be, I will welcome those more than I welcome to our snap, crackle, and pop tonight. So everyone have a great rest of your weekend. Over. I get the transmitter off.
Good show, Dennis.
Yeah, excellent show. 73s, everybody.
All right, the radio saved me again tonight. Yeah, we'll have to get JT in honor of our Demco tonight to get his Demco back on for ORN next week.
The Demco was very loud. It's extremely clear out here in Sanger.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Nice, clear audio. Really good articulation in the frequencies that you need, and it didn't sound hissy, it didn't sound tinny, it didn't sound muddy. It was very good.
Yeah, I missed what he said. I heard a Demco, and then later on I caught Ravel, and I thought, oh, what a sneaky guy, man. He really got an odd one in there tonight.
Absolutely. And the tube is still glowing. Joey, let's see if I can do it here. Let me get the SWL check-in 103. Like there. Does it show up? Yeah, it does. And I know sometimes you check in at oldtuberadio.net, and I haven't been looking at the page. Oh, there you are. Okay. See, it is there. I would have seen it. Who else did I miss? Nobody. All right. West Virginia out there, 73. All right, good. We got you in before we took the tube off the air.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, you were sounding really good, Harvey. That was cool to get that one on.
And also
the air tonight.
QY2, whether he's on 190, 200, or 620 kilohertz.
Well, if you look at me, I'm always expecting.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was quite surprised with the Ravel.
Well, maybe I'll get the Ravel 23. Bring it next week.
Okay, before you go, everybody say happy birthday to SWL 5 Levon.
Happy birthday, Levon.
birthday from Singertown, Levon.
Having a birthday whether he wants to or not. And I'm a little disappointed we didn't get the skip coming in tonight, the big skip. From the northwest corner or the southeast corner or some corner. Okay, I'm going to do one thing because I'm just... The static's driving me nuts. We're going to go...
Good night.
We're going to go down to 40 meters. I'm switching antennas. And we're going to go to... it's so dark in here. We're going to go to 40 meters, I think. Yeah. We're going to see if we can pick up any of the field day people. Boy, it's busy. Look at that.
I copy 1 Echo Sierra.
There it is. There's good signals tonight. Notice the static in there.
Tango 3 Alpha Utah.
That's a Roger, QRZ, 73, and good luck.
73, good luck, good night, and QRZ.
You get a YL on the radio doing field day.
Hang on, let's go back to Alpha
And
India
you
7. Come back.
You are going to have a pileup. And she's a good operator. Listen to this.
Alpha India 7 Hotel Oscar, please copy 3 Alpha Uniform Tango 3 Alpha Utah.
I copy 3
Out of
Alpha
Utah.
Uniform Tango. Please copy 4 Alpha Oscar Romeo.
Oregon. So Utah to Oregon
Copy
here.
your 4 Alpha Oscar Romeo. Thanks for the contact, 7-3.
7-3, QRZ.
DQ field day, Kilowatt 7 Golf Sierra Lima field day.
That is a pileup.
Whiskey 6 Echo Kilo QSL.
Oscar, QSL, Whiskey 6 Echo Kilo, please copy 4 Alpha Sierra Victor.
Okay, I copy 4 Alpha Sierra Victor. Please copy 3 Alpha Uniform Tango 3 Alpha Utah. We have you as a duplicate.
All right, we're going up the band here. We're on 40 meters. Sometimes it's hard to get a good field day station without RF and...
This microphone, but it works. Right, and so, but what it does...
There's non-field day people. There we go.
Listening.
Let's see where that's from.
Kilo 7, Whiskey Lima Hotel.
So,
7.
the band is long.
Whiskey Lima Hotel.
Hell, in Central California, we're hearing Oregon, Washington, Nevada.
Please copy 1 Delta November Victor. 1 Delta Nevada.
Nevada, there's Nevada.
Copied 1 Delta Nevada. Copy.
And Bill Williams, it sounds like she's on a 10-tech. You would know, right?
Sierra
She might be on that.
1 Delta Sierra Victor. Roger. Can I get you to give me your call sign one more time? Kilo Golf 6 Foxtrot Charlie Tango. Kilo Golf.
Okay, we got a 6 call now.
Foxtrot Charlie Tango. QSL. Somebody covered you up on the bottom end again.
Next up on OTR.
No problem. Kilo Golf 6 Foxtrot Charlie Tango. KG6 FCT.
It's on 7240.
I got it that time. My apologies. Thank you much. Appreciate it. 73. QSL.
There's like 4 different stations on this frequency all coming through.
K7 WL8. Did you get it? QSL, Roger, I got her, and thanks a million. Thank you for your patience. Have a great evening. Thank you. You do the same.
Let's go up the band a bit here and see what else we got. I'll go to 20 meters next and then we'll get out of here. I'm glad I'm not hearing static. Oh, that's a strong signal.
Victor Echo 7, come back.
Victor Echo 7.
There we go. We've got some Canada stations going.
Bravo Charlie.
Good night, everybody.
Roger, Victor Echo 7, Romeo Lima Echo 2 Alpha Bravo Charlie. Good copy. Please copy me, Whiskey 7, Oscar November Oscar 1 Delta November Victor.
Okay.
QSL, copy 1 Delta.
British Columbia to Nevada.
Good luck. Good signal.
All right, you guys have a great time up there. 73. Sierra Kilowatt Bravo 9 station.
I could go to 75. My antenna won't work on 160
Roger
for
that,
receive.
Kilowatt Bravo 9, Lima Hotel Tango. Rick, how you doing tonight?
I'll jump into 75 and we'll get out of here. See if we got. I may have the antenna not turned up much, but see what we got here. Wow, that's got the bad filter on it there. I think the tuner's not tuned for the band here. Not as much. There we go. No, there's a guy's rag showing. 40 meters is 40 meters is a place to be. One more.
WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ.
You think there's the Oakland Yacht Club? They might be.
Field A, CQ Field A, WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6.
And that would make sense because the band 75 meters is going to be a much shorter band here in California. 3805 and a half. All right, good night, everybody. Good luck in the contest. Whether you're a 1 Delta or 4 Charlie or whatever.
Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ.
He needs to go to 40 meters to make some contacts.
WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie.
Sounds like he's running an ICOM IC7000 with the processor on.
Whiskey 6 November India Foxtrot.
CQ Field A, WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ.
Whiskey 6 November India Foxtrot.
CQ Field A, CQ Field A,
He's not listening. He's playing the recorder and not listening.
Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ.
He's not giving even a second of time. So there are good ops and there are ops that need to read the book, I think, when it comes to field day. Good night, everybody.
WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ.
And have a great birthday, love on. The Old Tube Radio Network. Catch you next time.
Field A, CQ Field A, WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ. CQ Field A, CQ Field A, WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht Club QRZ. CQ Field A, CQ Field A, WA6 Oscar Yankee Charlie Whiskey Alpha 6 Oakland Yacht
I think Foxman, you got it. I fell asleep. Oh, look at there's 20 meters. Hear that static? It's up on 22. I've got something locally that's causing that static. And that's not on the vertical. Let me go. There's 20 meters. And that wasn't the wire.
1 Delta in Maine. Thank you, 73.
There you go. For 20 meters going to be long. He's in Maine.
QRZ,
Whiskey 0 Foxtrot. That must be a special event station.
Charlie 7. Alpha Charlie 7 Uniform Echo QSL.
Not bad. 20 meters. Of course, we're hearing about 3 or 4 stations at once. So the band is open. That's what happens. You stir up those electrons in the ionosphere. And you'll open a band up. 20 meters from Maine, Texas. And there's the static coming in. Have to go around. We got something going on. All right. You know, the higher I go on the frequency, the less static.
Watch out for Charlie Oscar, 73. This is Ian Meadows. Kilowatt 4, Sugar Victor. CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day. Kilo 4, Sierra Victor.
Maybe they'll hear Stan out there. He's a
4, Sierra Victor.
he's a 4 call.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day. Kilo 4, Sierra Victor. Kilo Delta 9, Yankee Whiskey Golf, 2 Alpha, South Carolina.
In South Carolina. We have to get JT on here.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day. K4, Sierra Victor. CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day. K4, Sierra Victor. CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day.
Yeah, Private Throw. We'll have to go back to 40 meters where the BC stations are.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day. K4, Sierra Victor. Kilo 9, Mike. Kilo 9, Mike. 2 Alpha, South Carolina.
Copy 2 Alpha, South Carolina. Please copy 3 Alpha, India, Lima.
Thank you for Illinois, 73.
73, good luck.
There's some good audio. Weak signal, but great audio.
Kilo 4, Sierra Victor, K4SV. Kilo 6, Mike Echo Papa, 2 Alpha, South
Yeah, you know, it could be something. Could be something in the house that's causing that. That's a pulsing static. Very strange. All right.
CQ Field Day, K4, Sierra Victor. CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day, Kilo 4, Sierra Victor. Was that Kilo 7, Sierra Uniform November?